Hi, this is Holden from Classroom Camp, and in this video I'm going to be discussing 5 strategies you can use to reinforce positive behavior in your classroom. My first strategy is just acknowledging or simply spotlighting positive student behavior. For example, in my class when students are working on their bell ringer at the beginning of class, I'm walking around to check and see all of those students who are working on their bell ringer, who are on task, doing what they're supposed to. And I'll say, I see that this person, and I'll call them by name, is working on their bell ringer. This person is almost finished. Awesome. This person is doing this, and I only call out the positive behaviors. Anything negative, I don't really say anything about. I just ignore. But you focus on those positive behaviors that students are doing, and you'll notice that those around will also want that validation and that encouragement, so they will begin doing what they're supposed to do. And this applies to any type of behavior that you're looking to reinforce in your class, whether it is students just helping out. I always am saying thank you or saying good things about students that help me out. Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate you for doing this. Thank you so much for completing this assignment. Thank you for raising your hand. Thank you for waiting silently. Thank you for waiting patiently. Always just giving positive reinforcement, saying things, acknowledging and spotlighting that behavior, because more students will be seeking out that validation and that positive reinforcement, and they will follow suit. My second strategy is to use a technology-based positive reinforcement system such as Class Dojo. At our school, we are required to use Class Dojo, and so in conjunction with saying positive things with students, going back to the example of walking around and checking work or bell ringers, I often carry my iPad and have Class Dojo pulled up. So I'll say, okay, so-and-so is working on their bell ringer, click, and I'm giving them points. I see so-and-so is working on the bell ringer, click. And in Class Dojo, you can create and add points or skills for various things. So one of them that I have is starting their assignment immediately. So when students are doing that, I will give them points for that to encourage them. And so those are great ways. And there are other electronic or technology-based reinforcement systems that you can use just depending on what you're required to and what you feel comfortable with. But it does work, and students are asking, can I get those points? Can I get all the points? And they love it. So, not all reinforcement strategies work for all students, but it is the combination of these different reinforcement strategies that works to help and be able to influence the behavior of most of the students. So you got to use them together, and those two that I have just mentioned are great ones to use together. My third strategy is instant rewards, and this is a strategy that I'll use on occasion, especially at the beginning of the school year when you're trying to feel students out, kind of learn their personalities, and get them motivated and then engaged in your class. And all it is really, I like to buy Tootsie Rolls or candies of that equivalent, something that's inexpensive, that comes in a large quantity, that when students respond to a question or help with something or want to give a comment, you can just give them a Tootsie Roll. At the beginning of school, when you're going over your rules and procedures and you're asking, okay, can someone share their ideas? And you've got that student who shares their ideas. Well, you simply take them a Tootsie Roll and give them an instant reward. And other students are like, oh, maybe if I answer, they'll give me one. And of course, for those students who participate, just handing out that instant reward. And that's a way to get students engaged and just, more involved in your lessons immediately. Again, not something that I use all the time because that can get really expensive really fast. But for those special occasions, and even tip during your teacher observations, because during those teacher observations, whoever's watching you wants to see lots of engagement with the students. So having rewards like that is one way that you can get students more engaged in the lesson, just an instant reward, and you might be likely to get a higher score on your evaluation. A fourth strategy is actually using a token economy, such as a ticket system. At both of the schools that I worked at previously, they had ticket systems where, they had, the first school had colored sheets of paper that were rewards tickets. And then the second school that I went to, they had a candy jar. And when students did something, they were able to pull out of the candy jar. And I kind of combined those two and came up with my own system that I used for the past few years where, I passed out tickets for just positive behaviors. Um, for the things that these days I offer verbal reinforcement. I would pass out tickets for helping out, or for completing this assignment, or for doing this or doing that. And at the end of the week, I would take all those tickets, put them in a bucket, have someone come up and stir them around and draw 3 tickets out. And those students whose names were drawn, they would get to pick from a rewards box, which often had like a bag of chips or something like that. That's just my version of the token economy system that I used to use. Um, you can implement this however, whatever way you see fit. Another example that I did was I had what was called Ticket Thursday. And so I had a specific objective for the week. Like, for example, if I had a homework that I had assigned on Monday, and I said, okay, if you have completed this assignment by Thursday, then you will get a ticket. And that was Ticket Thursday. So all the students who completed it got their ticket. And then on Friday, they turned in their ticket to put in a lottery box, and we would draw names, and I would give rewards to those students. So again, can be used however you see fit, and that's more of it's a physical type system. At least it is for me. But using a token economy, basically where you see a positive behavior, you reinforce that with the ticket, and then the tickets can be turned in for some type of reward, whether it's a physical reward or some type of activity that they get to participate in. But you can try token economies, and that's a pretty common one that I see a lot of teachers use. And my final strategy for reinforcing positive behavior in classrooms is simply offering student jobs. Students love to have jobs, and sometimes, I try to give jobs, especially to those students that are a little more difficult to manage, because when you give them a job, they have a sense of responsibility, and they, you can kind of watch and give them a chance to prove themselves. And with some students that I'm trying to rehabilitate just a little bit, I may give them special tasks, special jobs to kind of reinforce their behavior. And it might go something like this. Let's say a student has been acting up, uh, and I'm trying to reel them back in. And I see that they do something positive, and I may see that and I acknowledge that. Thank you for doing this. And then I'll say, look, I have this specific job that I need. I need these papers passed out to another classroom, or I need something delivered to another area of the school, or just something like that. Something that, or a lot of times, if I forget something in my vehicle, I'll say, this requires a lot of trust. Okay, I'm going to let you. I need you to go get this out of my vehicle. And I want you to prove yourself. I want you to prove that that I can trust you. And so I give them some type of job to take care of. And if they complete that job, or when they complete that job, that's always an opportunity for me to be like, thank you. I appreciate that you did this, and I know that I can trust you. I know what you're capable of. So I want to continue to see this. So giving out specific jobs like that, whether it's a classroom job or just a special task that you can find for students, is a great way to build rapport with them, but also to kind of rehabilitate them and to reinforce positive behaviors. All right, so those are my 5 strategies for reinforcing positive behavior in classrooms. Let me know what you think of them. What are your strategies for reinforcing positive behaviors? Let me know down in the comment section. Also, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to the channel to support the channel. Hit the bell to stay up to date on all the content, the videos, reviews, and whatnot that I'll be providing. That's all I have for you this time. Until next time.